first edition of the Take Home Quiz. Hi, Krupa, you are the first one, I think. Or there is somebody else. Oh, well done. I was wondering, you missed last week as well. So I was wondering if you would be around this time or not. In fact, a lot of people are asking after you in the last quiz. Tejas is here. Hi, Tejas. So we already have our regulars join in, and we're just waiting for everybody else to join in. Most crucially for Jayant to join in, because he will be doing some of the asking the questions and giving us the trivia. So yeah, for now I think it's only Krupa and Tejas. So we can just do a small conversation. Yes, like Tejas is saying, Krupa was missed last week. So you all ready to begin? Let's just have Jayant join in. Hopefully nobody is facing Saturday night bandwidth issues, because around this time it tends to get a little congested. Krupa was cooking last week. Well, Krupa, I mean, this week you are here, so can't complain. Okay, Jayant's here, so we're going to get Jayant to join in for us to get started. My first answer is Nike. Thankfully, there are no questions to which I think that would be required today, Krupa. And Soumya is here as well. Hello, Soumya. And I have just added Jayant, so hopefully. And bingo, Jayant is here. Yo, Jayant. All right, so we have again the quiz going out on Nambi's YouTube channel as well. So very exciting. Yes, like Soumya is saying, Krupa is here. Soumya was the one who was specifically asking where is Krupa. We have Rushil joining as well. Hi, Rushil. So we can get started. Looks like it's a relatively smaller group today, but usually the more closed group discussions are fun. So all of you guys know the rules. Just repeating these for anybody who might be joining in for the first time. Yeah, Tejas, Chinta kam hai, but I think we should still be able to do just a fine quiz. Questions utne hi hain, and that should not change the rest of it. So standard rules. No Googling. We go with the honor system. 10 points for the correct answers, no negative marks for any incorrect ones. Just make sure that you send one answer instead of sending multiple answers to the same question, which is something that Krupa would like on the Nike Adidas options usually, but unfortunately that's not available. And send the answers on the DM only. Again, like Tejas is saying, it's a small crowd today, so I don't think it will be much of an issue with people sending the answers on the chat. But nonetheless, just to be safe, I will put the comment out there anyway, so that everybody knows that send answers on DM only and not on chat. But on the chat, you can send in wacky answers. Creative Crown is up for grabs. So we have quite a few people already. And we can at least kind of get started, at least with the categories, Jed, before, if there is anybody else who's joining in the meantime, can join in. So these are the categories as usual. We have 7 questions spread across 3 rounds: demand, supply, and equilibrium. But you guys get to choose the questions in the order that they come, because you can choose the topic or the subject. So this week's topics are movie star, Economics, Boards Madness, Black Mirror, At the Movies, British in it, and Datanomics. Roshan's joined us. Hi, Roshan. Akriti has joined us. Hello, Akriti. Welcome to the quiz. The standard rules, please just send the answers on the DM when the question comes. That's the only thing you probably need to know. Otherwise, you're all good. And Tejas wants us to get started with Black Mirror. So clearly, he's in a very festive and positive Saturday night mood.
I'm not even surprised with
Meanwhile, keyboard critic has also joined us. Hi. keyboard critic. Okay, so going to go to the first question. That will be Black Mirror, and that's what we are going to start with. So here is the question. An Alibaba Group offshoot, or you could say a group company of Alibaba or Ant Financial more specifically, Zima Credit, this company is called Zima Credit, along with the Chinese government manages the blank credit system. The Chinese are experimenting with this particular kind of credit system, a credit score which goes beyond your finance measures and also measures the citizen's trustworthiness. So what is this called? You just have to fill in the blank out here. Zima Credit maintains what kind of credit score? And that's where the reference of Black Mirror comes in as well. So if you've watched a bit of Black Mirror, might come in handy. Meanwhile, Pyaz has joined us. Hello, Pyaz. So we have got twice the number of Soumyas. Excellent. And the audience is building up. Pyaz, you've joined just in time. The first question is only on, so definitely on to participate. Send in the messages. All right. Krupa's gone in for it already. And meanwhile, Nami says we are live on YouTube. Awesome. The first answer I've got in the meantime is from Krupa. I'm guessing Tejas and a few others probably a bit on the lag, but yes, I have got Tejas's answer. And if anybody else wants to attempt the question, time has just about run out, but you can send in a message, or if it is still in the lag, you can still send it to us. So I've got only two answers, and one of them is right. The correct answer, Krupa off to a flyer with that one. It is the social credit system. So well done, Krupa. Excellent answer. 10 points. Tejas, the answer you sent actually was... Soumya also sent, Pyaz sent in an answer, but unfortunately not correct. Soumya, good thinking. You said crypto. Tejas has given us a bit of a trivia with his answer. Tejas, could you put the answer that you sent on the chat, and then we'll talk about it, or maybe Jayant can talk about it in terms of the social system. Krupa saying Disney credit system because we all immediately know who to trust and who not to trust. So that would be a nice one, actually. I guess the Chinese version is just the evil version of it. That's a cool idea. Noted for future reference. Yeah, Jayant, go on.
So basically, the Ant Financial, wherein because of the financial repression which is present in China, they started a lending business, and based on which they've started this big data, machine learning. I don't know what is this fascination with a communist-backed such large conglomerate getting hold of all kinds of data of the citizen. And they've developed a score. Apparently, they have a separate company which they have tied up with the government, wherein they will share all the data in terms of how the scores are, how the spending habit, and all kinds of things. As if the government of China does not have all this with them.
It's Nambi is asking, is there a social media credit system? There isn't a social media credit system separately, but this takes into account social media posts. In fact, thousands of millions of people have actually been denied services based on their score as well, like let's say booking flight tickets or things like that.
If they are too critical, then the social the score goes down, and they have been cut off of so many of the government.
Which is kind of the story of that Black Mirror episode, Nosedive, which is exactly what it is. Like Srinidhi is saying here, there's a social media discredit system. That's exactly right, Srinidhi. That's what you should be calling it. So they just called it the Sesame credit system. So it's the social credit system. Yes, that's the general idea. The point about Sesame is that actually the company. The financial company that handles it, their name means Sesame because they are part of the Alibaba group. So, open Sesame. So their name in Chinese actually means Sesame, which is a nice bit of nod back to all that. And like Pyaz says, this is actually Black Mirror. Indeed, we are living in the Black Mirror world as far as the social credit system, or as Srinidhi has excellently touched on it, the discredit system. works that way. So Srinidhi in the early lead for the creative answer, Krupa in the early lead in the quiz. We're going back to the drawing board. Black Mirror has been taken. Please pick your next topic.
Sounded like a production house, Netflix. Black Mirror taken.
Yes, we are hearing the other pitches now. Black Mirror is already done. Okay, so Tejas with another great name for it, the social insecurity system. It totally is. Nambi has picked at the movies, so we will go at the movies. Srinidhi wanted to go with British in it. We'll go to that later on. By the way, Srinidhi, the T is not there. That's an incorrect category. We're just kidding. We'll come back to that. But since Nambi picked at the movies first, we're going to go there for our next question. Here is the question. The official Olympic film that was made for the Tokyo 1964 Games, after every Olympics, they release an official film, right? Was the top box office film for 36, almost 37 years actually. In terms of the attendance record, 23 million viewers in Japan attended it. And it was the top box office film until 2001 when it was dethroned by which Hayao Miyazaki film. So which Miyazaki film came along in 2001? If you know your Studio Ghibli films or Miyazaki films, this might be an easy one for you. Or even if you just generally have passing knowledge of Miyazaki films, you might be able to get this. So you just have to guess which Miyazaki film was it that dethroned that. Krupa saying, is it like the Benedict Society where the answer was in a previous week's question? I mean, Miyazaki was discussed in previous week, but yeah, I mean, not a bad idea actually. It is a little like a mini Benedict Society out here. So the only answer you have to provide us is the name of the and Rahul has gone for it. That is Keyboard Critic. And Rahul, you got the right answer. Well done on that one. Congratulations on your first right answer on the quiz, I think. Yeah, says Dangal. Excellent answer. Srinidhi saying DDLJ. Excellent answer again. I would wonder what DDLJ would sound like in Japanese if they actually made it in Japanese or dubbed it in Japanese. All right, answers coming in from Soumya and Rahul and Tejas, and all three are correct answers. Well done, you guys. You know your Miyazaki. Numbers correcting a minor detail. Hayao Miyazaki. Yeah, I think the spelling kind of moves around, but yeah, fair enough. You're right. It should be Hayao Miyazaki. They're just saying 2001 is Space Odyssey. That's not a bad guess either. Incidentally, I think the original actual 2001 Space Odyssey came out in 1964 if you want to draw the connection. Nonetheless, you guys got it right. The answer was this really terrific film of Miyazaki is considered a classic, Spirited Away. Gayatri's joined us. Hi, Gayatri. Yeah, gents, take it away. And anybody else has any experience with Spirited Away, please add on the chat.
So the film is about how a family moves into a new neighborhood, and due to some witchcraft, this 10-year-old girl's parents are turned into pig, and to take care of the parent pigs, she starts working, and to get back them back to human is what the whole film is about. And when it came out in 2001, it was made on a small budget of 10 million, which went on to make 400 million US dollar across the globe, which was one of the highest grossing Japanese movie in terms of all-time great. And and coming to DDLJ, I mean, if it was shot in Japan, then Simran had to hurry certain things there because
as Srinidhi has pointed out, she for sure couldn't have jumped into the Japanese bullet trains. Fair enough, Srinidhi. Point noted. Chetan's here. Hi, Chetan. And Nishi has also joined us. Hi, Nishi. The quiz is open for anybody to join in at any point of time, so please feel free to DM an answer in wherever you feel like. So we're going back to the drawing board. 2 questions done. Question number 3 coming up. And I think Srinidhi had already chosen British in it, so we are going to go there. Um, uh, Incidentally, this is again something of a stereotype question, so we should also call it maybe stereotype 4, because uh, Tejas has said that we should do the entirety of the franchise with the stereotype questions. So there we go. Nambi saying Olympics this year is going to be strange, no spectators in the stadium. Well, I mean, apart from sleeping on cardboard beds in the village, you mean? Yeah, definitely. So, well, like going to British in it. Here is the question. So this was a headline on Sky News. It said blank football and pent-up shopping demand have helped retailers enjoy their strongest quarter of growth for more than 2 decades in terms of the growth in the retail sector. So what component, which the UK notoriously gets very little of in the summer, even though they call it quote-unquote summer, was cited by Sky News as one of the reasons why retail sales were up. Obviously, pent-up demand because of the lockdown and COVID and everything, and the Euro football taking place there. But one other element of the British summer, which is usually not exactly an element of the British summer, generally it's kind of the opposite. So those are your clues. Just go for it.
It's very ceremonious thing.
Answers coming in from Gayatri and Srinidhi, and incidentally, both are correct answers. And again, best answer policy, anything that is also close enough to the actual word is good enough. Like, for example, the answer that Soumya has sent in, by which I mean Pyaz, and by which I also mean Soumya, who has also sent in the correct answer. In fact, absolutely 100% the accurate answer in this case. Krupa saying hot girl summer. Srinidhi saying on time trains. That's an excellent point, Srinidhi. British rail is notoriously unpunctual, and because of that, it would be interesting to actually study the economic impact of that, or the amount of things that we lose because of that. So at the end of the question, I think we've got Krupa, Soumya, the other Soumya, as well as Srinidhi and Gayatri all getting the right answers. Well done, you guys. It indeed actually was sunshine. So it was sunshine that kept the British retail going, it would appear. The link between weather and the UK economy is an old one. They've studied quite a bit. So Jayant will sort of tell you why this current quarter seems to be pretty historic.
So I mean, sunshine is a very scarce commodity always in UK in terms. And according to British retail, this last quarter was the best ever quarter they've recorded in terms of sales since 90s, mid 90s. So because of the sunshine, people are going out shopping and doing all kinds of taking advantage of the lockdown, which was there before, that they have taken it down now that everyone are out. And so according to the Barclays card swiping, almost there's a pent-up demand of almost 11% up in one single month, so which they haven't seen since 90s. So yeah, sunshine has actually brought in some ray of hope in terms of the economy, at least for UK.
Okay, quick update in the scoreboard in the meantime. Tejas and Rahul, yes, your answers are correct, got them. They have been logged as well. So everybody getting it right, I think, yes, everybody across the board getting it right. So well done, you guys, on that one. Sunshine is the secret ingredient, evidently. So going back to the board, and time to make a new pick, because we have done all the picks. Black Mirror is done, At the Movies is done, British in it is done. What's next? You guys get to go ahead and pick. Anyone can nominate. We have Movie Star, we have Economics, we have Sports Madness, we have Datanomics. Those are the 4 that are remaining. So send across on the message, or rather on the chat. What would you like to go for next? Tejas says we want to go for Datanomics. Datanomics is what we will go for. So today there are a lot of fill in the blank questions. This is another. You'll just have to fill in the blank on the things that you see. Nambi saying favorite song for the British retailers would be "Give Me Some Sunshine." Yeah, I guess so. Or if you want to go more British, maybe the Beatles, "Here Comes the Sun." So good one there, Nambi. And going back to Datanomics, here is the question. What kind of an economy was being referred to in this article? So Gillian Tett, famously Financial Times editor, wrote this article very recently, said the data economy is a blank economy. So I'll read the rest of it for you as well to give you an idea of what is the answer that you might need to send. At first, this might sound odd. After all, anthropology is one of the least known social sciences, probably most famously associated with Indiana Jones. And the word blank, that is the one that they're using with economy there, conjures up images of swapping meat for berries, an image that seems far removed from the modern sea suit, let alone Silicon Valley. So she was saying that we should look at the data economy through this sort of older lens of how the economy was looked at, or a particular kind of economy, which is very often talked about in economics, this whole idea of how the economy evolved. So the most obvious answer you think is the answer here. You know the rules in this quiz, right? Generally, the most obvious answer is the answer. So Srinidhi sent in the answer, Krupa sent in the answer, and yes, both of them are correct. Well done, you guys. Time still remaining, so the rest of you can send in your answers as well. Tejas has sent it in and is right. Soumya, Messrs. Soumya and Soumya both sending it in, both getting them right. Everybody's on a roll on this quiz. Clearly, the pool might be small, but it's a very quality pool of people who are out here. Tejas,
you asked
right, so it's been an extremely competitive quiz so far, which is great. All right, so Krupa, Tejas, Soumya and Srinidhi all getting it right. It is, of course, the barter economy. Krupa says no free lunch, no free data crunch. That could be a book title, Krupa. I think you should register it already. That could totally be a book title. And Tejas has also suggested a good one. The Lakshmi Chit Fund economy is something that we can, I don't know, maybe we'll do a reel on it, Tejas, just because you gave us the idea. But yeah, this is what she said. She was talking about data being sold by these companies, so consumer data collected in exchange for the provision of internet services, sort of how people say that if the product is free, then you are the product. So this is kind of that scenario. Jayant, anything to add on this one before we move on to the next?
So the whole this thing brings in a whole debate about how consumer data is used in the back end in terms of to see the buying patterns from everything to winning elections. So the whole idea is bringing this is to cut the monopoly use of this data and use this data in a more ethical forms in terms of what they can utilize. And I think we should share this link of the article. It has so many pointers in terms of how this data in terms of can be used in ethical.
Yes, so we'll do that at the end of the quiz, like last time when Aditi suggested that we should share the references. So we'll share the reference as well as the link maybe in our bio if anybody wants to read it. Or we can, it's a small enough group, we can even send the article link to you guys later on after the quiz is over. All right, fantastic. We're moving on to the next question. We are past halfway in the quiz. We have movie star, economics, and bourse markets remaining. So please take your pick, everybody. Which of these would you like to pick? It's a very tight quiz. I think Soumya, Tejas, and Krupa all tied at 30. So it's really tight going towards the end. Pyaz is at 20. So completely open. Srinidhi at 20, completely open again. And Gayatri at 10, Rahul at 20. Everybody is in the hunt because this is a small group and a tight competition, like a small little peloton going towards the finish line in the Tour de France. Okay, make your pick, people. Krupa saying I'm tied for first. This hasn't happened since fourth grade. That's what Leicester City was feeling in 2015-16 in the Premier League.
But Krupa wins always hands down in all the creative leagues, so she should not.
Today she is in on. Krupa is saying pelotons don't move. Peloton's trademark don't move, Krupa. The other pelotons do. Okay, Srinidhi is saying Inconomics, so we'll go with Srinidhi's speak then. Here is the question on Inconomics. Another fill in the blank question. As you can see, a theme is emerging in this week's quiz. Here it is. So this is a Bloomberg headline about blank for a year startup inks a $20 million funding round. So what product does this particular startup offer? So I'll read the subheadline for you guys as well while we begin the countdown. Like diamonds, death and taxes, blank used to be forever. Ephemeral offers, the company's name is Ephemeral, offers designs that fade within a year. So what is this product we are talking about? Meanwhile, Soumya saying a COVID version of Tour de France where no one goes anywhere and will mask up. That would be fun to watch. Okay.
Or Rama's red card.
That should be fun. Meanwhile, I think Mr. Zubair is here in the house joining his last take-home quiz as a bachelor.
Okay, Tata, bye-bye, Katam.
So Zubair is getting married in a week's time, you guys. So you can congratulate him.
So wish him all the luck in the world, you are.
Already been congratulated, I think, on this. Okay, so Krupa, Tejas, Srinidhi, oh boy, everybody is on a roll in this quiz today. Some excellent answers through and through. I'm getting answers from Krupa, Srinidhi, and Tejas, all of which are the correct answers. So well done on that one. Krupa already adjusted for that, so we have got your answer. Pyaz is asking, can you read the small print again? I mean, that's what Eve should have asked the snake in the first place, I think. Like diamonds, death and taxes, blank used to be forever. Ephemeral offers designs that fade within a year. So that was what it was. All right. So yes, got answers from Soumya, Srinidhi, Gayatri, Tejas, and Pyaz, as well as Krupa, and all of you got the right answer. Well done on this one because it was definitely workable, not very difficult. It is tattoos. So that's exactly what it was, or as I call them, Tareque tattoos. Never mind the bad joke, Chant. If you have anything to add about this company whose pitch deck you have seen, if you'd like to tell them about.
So this is the company based out of Brooklyn. So it's a Brooklyn startup, and it came to mainstream through TikTok, where some people who got the tattoo were showing off and things. And in their pitch deck, in terms of raising the fund, they had this research in terms of how they have gone around the town in terms of getting so many people interviewed and asking why are they not getting inked, and most apparent answer was it was permanent. And this is the problem which they want to solve with this startup, which is tattoos which are not permanent. And in the pitch deck, they're telling that the potential market for them, at least in US, is almost around 60 million people who can get this tattoo. And this is what they have raised, almost 20 million seed funding at a good valuation. So let's see how this Tareque tattoo goes.
So meanwhile, Soumya saying 20 mil. Every mall in India has it in the ground floor kopcha. Ground floor kopcha mein to hai Soumya, but the question is of the safety and the permanency of it. So that's the whole thing, that they're offering something that goes away. Or unless you mean that the stuff in the mall also goes away after a year. I have no experience in tattoos, so I wouldn't know.
Probably the shop window the mall which goes away after every year.
Meanwhile, Tejas saying, since it's in Brooklyn, I should get a 99 tattoo. Oh, well, I mean,
Well,
what's why?
yes.
What's why? Okay, the last two to go. So take your pick on any of the last two topics. We have movie star and Boards Madness left with us to do. The quiz is as tight as ever because Krupa, Tejas, and Soumya are moving in that immovable peloton as we are referring to earlier. Soumya says it goes away in days. I did not honestly know that. So clearly they did not know how to pitch it. Meanwhile, Pyas saying a guy roams around on the beaches of Daman and drunk people get stupid tattoos from him. Clearly speaking from personal experience, evidently. Well done on that. Okay, people, we are at past 10 o'clock already, so please make the next pick in the meantime. Okay, nobody making a pick as yet, unless if the lag is really bad. Srinidhi says same scene in Goa as well. Yes, I guess in the Daman beaches it's small business, and in Goa it's just organized big business stuff. Meanwhile, Nambi is adding to the startup idea. This tattoo where you can customize the time it will stay with an app. That is almost like the.
Oh boy, Nambi is taken in full high-tech world.
Clearly from the tech world. Gayatri has picked movie star, so we'll go with that and we'll end with Boards Madness. Here is the movie star question. So Tim Harford, the economist and the writer of books like The Undercover Economist, described Bill Phillips, a famous economist, who initially worked as a gold miner and a crocodile hunter down under in New Zealand, in fact, before attending the London School of Economics and becoming the economist. And it also created the first model of the macroeconomy. That's why he's very famous. Jayant will tell you some other stuff about him a little later. He called him the blank of macroeconomics. So this was a fictional character, a movie character he was referring to. So look at that stuff that he did beforehand, right? Gold miner, crocodile hunter, all these exotic stuff that he did before he went on to become an economist. So that is your cue that what movie star might he have been referring to. And again, remember the ground rules of the quiz. The most obvious one you might be thinking about in all likelihood is the right answer. So send in your answers on that one. What movie character, fictional character, was Tim Harford calling this guy? So Bill Phillips, very famous economist, 2 or 3 of the most famous things in economics was... Krupa, I'm going to correct you there. Again, it has to be the character's name, not necessarily the actor's name. So please send in fictional character or so I know the title might be a little misleading, but yeah, Soumya sent in the answer and she has got it right. Well done on that one, Soumya. And even Tejas getting it right, so well done on that one. So Krupa, you can send in the answer again if you wish to. Srinidhi sent it in. Yeah, Srinidhi will take the second one. Rahul, yes, absolutely right. And Krupa, yes, absolutely right. So everybody nailing these questions today. Excellent. And Soumya getting it right as well. So it is neck to neck right down till the end. Meanwhile, they were saying Radhe, which is a good one. Krupa is saying my answer is a Benedict Society moment. Yes, we are very much running the mysterious Benedict Society right here every Saturday. Srinidhi Singh Dora the Explorer, which is great. Gayatri Shikari Sambo is an excellent answer as well. And Pyaz saying Akshay Kumar. Superb. Well done, Pyaz. Akshay Kumar wishes he could play an economist. But yes, as pretty much all of you got it right, I think Srinidhi, Soumya, Rahul, Pyaz, Tejas, and Krupa. It is indeed Indiana Jones. And Jayant will tell you a little bit more about Bill Phillips. Krupa says the Quisterius Economist Society. Oh, that's a great name. We are taking it. We are taking it right away. So go on, Jayant.
So this particular gentleman, Bill Phillips, who's a resident of New Zealand, during the Great Depression, he almost juggled so many jobs to make the end meet, and finally he left New Zealand to Australia in 1937 to work in a school, and from there he's been traveling all around. In terms, he was a war prisoner during the Second World War, and finally released, and finally reached London, and he studied economics. And in one of the thesis presentation in London School of Economics, wherein he built a machine in terms of to show how the economy worked to display how the economy worked, and his contribution to macroeconomics is quite
basically he was showing how the economy was an interconnected set of sectors. Something happening in one sector.
And moving one lever leads to moving of so many levers in an interconnected thing. And this man was way ahead of his time in terms of the time which he lived in, and he's a Keynesian policy believer, like or at least we at Econormist at least are. And yes, I think if someone is interested, people have to read Tim Harford's The Return of Undercover Economists, right? The first chapter.
The Undercover Economist Strikes Back. So we'll again refer it in the thing as well. So well, new people have joined in the meantime. Saurabh, Ritz, unsigned.integer, welcome. Meanwhile, Zubair said Ramadir Singh, which I think is a great answer. That's a very good answer. The Ramadir Singh of economics. Excellent. All right. We are on to the last question, you guys. And last question is about, I think, the hottest topic around right now. So all of you should be able to get it right. In the world of finance and economics, it's kind of the hottest topic right now. And continuing the theme, it's also a fill-in-the-blank question, in effect. So this was a tweet, or rather a joke in the form of a tweet. Said blank situation in one sentence. It's like the Virar local. People inside want to get out. People outside can't wait to get in. So what is this highly anticipated share market event in India that is being described here? Saurabh, you're not too late. One last question is remaining. You can participate still if you want to. Just send the answer on the DM. But what is this event that this Twitter account was making a joke about? Because it's been an absolute frenzy all around. Should be a very straightforward. Saurabh's gone for it and got the answer right away. Well done on that one, Saurabh. So what highly anticipated share market event is this, where this guy was making the joke about how everybody wants to, the people inside want to get out, the people outside want to get in. All right, Srinidhi, Krupa, Gayatri sending in the answers. I've got Saurabh's already. Saurabh's was right. And Krupa says, if my answer is right, I'll lose my damn mind. Well, prepare to lose your damn mind, Krupa, because the answer is right. Well done. Well done on that. Superb answer. We're saying silk board. Yes. Totally. Everybody in there wants to get out, but can't. And everybody who wants to head to the other side of town needs to go through there. Fair enough, Zubair. Can't argue.
Holy cow. Just imagine someone looking this.
So the answers we have got, I think Rahul's also is right. Soumya also is right. And Soumya Murthy also is right. I'll take your answer, Soumya. Tejas also, of course, getting it right. And as has been the trend in this quiz today, everybody getting it absolutely right. Abhilash saying the budget, not correct, Abhilash. Budget has already happened. So that was not the talk of the town. And as well as Rahul's answer as well, all of them correct. Meanwhile, so we're saying near Mosque Road, the goat sale. Okay. Srinidhi is saying if only I was allowed to take part. Well, I think I know why you were not allowed to take part, and Jayat will also mention that. And yes, anybody who said Zomato IPO, give yourselves a hand. Your answer is right. I cannot guarantee you Zomato shares, but I can guarantee you 10 points if you have said Zomato IPO in this quiz. So take it away, Jayant.
So, I mean, most highly marketed IPO since the Reliance Bar days, I suppose. And yeah, that's all I can comment on the thing because I'm an interested party in this. I can't give away anything. All you ask.
Yeah, so there is a lot of secrecy going around here. Srinidhi saying, "Oh, I can't participate in this because I have connections to it." So, as you can imagine, this has been a financial event that's pretty much touching everybody's lives, except for those of us who are consumers, I guess. Because get ready for takes on if you had not spent that 200 rupees on biryani and put it in Zomato shares instead. In another.
I would still go with biryani. I would still go with biryani.
Nambi asking, have I applied? No, Nambi, I haven't applied. But there are longer reasons for that. But they are saying I'm a broke party. So new meaning to the phrase, "Aap broke ho ya party."
Party.
on this one. All right, going right back on this, we are at the end of the quiz. So quickly to tabulate the scores because you guys have done so well. Krupa Singh, I'm a clueless party. This is great. We could have like a separate Zomato IPO podcast or live at a different point in time. But yes, this has been an excellent quiz. Only about 8 of you participated, but everybody has put in such a terrific performance. I think we should give shout outs to everyone there. Saurav coming in late, getting that answer. I think Rahul participating for the first time, getting 40 points. Well done on that, Rahul. Srinidhi and Pyaz finishing on 50 points each, which is a fantastic performance. Puts you on the second place. Rahul finishing on the third place. Gayatri with 30 points. Well done on that one, Gayatri. And finishing with the triple crown, 3 top players right here would be Krupa, Tejas, and Soumya. Brilliant performance, guys. Triple crown, and I think also finishing with an unprecedented double of the creative crown plus the quiz crown. I think for the first time ever is Krupa again, although the creative crown is joined with Srinidhi, but even then, Krupa just for the names, because we are going to trademark all of them. Yeah. The Quisterius Economist Society is definitely being taken. But apart from that, again, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the quiz. And Krupa was on a leave for the last 3 days, so clearly she has sharpened her mind in the meantime and done this. So yes, that brings us to the end before we log off of another great episode of the Take Home Quiz. All right, so we shall be seeing you. Okay, great. The power cut came at the absolute right time. There has been power cuts happening all through the evening. This is the only time that it actually blacked out the quiz. But thankfully we have finished that. So well done, everybody, and we shall see you next Saturday for the season finale of season 7 of the Economist Take Home Quiz. Thank you again for joining us.